terms of presenting the viability of Mindanao. One, they always have to look at services attendant to it that are shaping investors. But one important element in the equation of Mindanao's viability is that every peso invested or every dollar invested in Mindanao yields a greater ROI, yes, into productive zones of development. That's why all efforts being pursued in Mindanao, medium and long term, particularly the development blueprint that we have been espousing that guide us and all other stakeholders and other national line agencies in terms of pursuing specific direction, programs, and investments in Mindanao. In the bigger scheme or in the larger scheme of BAMP-IAGA, ASEAN, as well as its global performance. Focusing on anchoring so much of the way forward in Mindanao, well, especially in the Bangsamoro region. And hinge on the role of the Bangsamoro in Bayminda, which to be the basis for laying down investments for Mindanao in terms of priority projects, the backdoor of Mindanao, but our gateway to BAMP-IAGA and ASEAN. And the regions strongly implemented with other products, with other facilities that are emerging in other regions in Mindanao and in other corridors focused on domestically. We're not just looking at Visayas and Luzon as our market, but the bigger market of BAMP-IAGA and ASEAN. Because that is also a program that we are looking at pursuing in Mindanao should be by BAMP-IAGA and ASEAN. That's why these are hinged but its role focus areas for the testing its ability to pursue economic interchange without looking at the national capital. Philippines became a republic. The economic and sociocultural interchange happening between Mindanao and the Borneo areas and many other areas of BAMP-IAGA had been evolving for century development is to look at one example of a potential BIMP-IAGA sub-regional production network. The same model work. One example that we have always highlighted, for instance, is poultry development, and therefore has the viability to be produced and those coming from Gorontalo in North Sulawesi, Indonesia, assisted, supported by the wealth of capacities and expertise by Brunei and Malaysia, which houses the world's and many other market destinations. Apart from that, one very important development that we have seen shaping up in the course of the last few days, with a market of around 2.2 billion and combined is an economic cooperation for which Philippines can seize opportunity. That's why in looking at the local halal industry in support of halal exports and to create the ecosystem that is needed, because this is what is wanting through the years in terms of presenting Mindanao's, have been given this opportunity to present the viability of Mindanao in the agri-sector, particularly looking at its competitiveness for halal exports, considering that Mindanao accounts for more than 1/3 of the country's farm area and exportable commodities of the Philippines coming from Mindanao. So that when we talk about rubber, for instance, it's 99% produced in Mindanao, particularly in the provinces of Basilan. These are predominantly produced in Mindanao as top export commodities. Directed towards a diversified market, commencing in March of this year, with lockdowns in place in many provincial and local jurisdictions. And that's why even with the economic meltdown that we have seen in the last several months, 7 or 8, being able to take advantage of the national destination. Something that we have been doing for quite some time. Like, for instance, you can order and eat, when you are in New York, your favorite Saba banana in a microwavable form, which is produced here in Davao, but only available sardines and tuna, canned tunas that are very much seen in many markets across Europe, enjoying the GSP Plus incentives that is accorded to products also available in top supermarkets in the Middle East, particularly, for instance, in the UAE and Dubai, where your favorite Mindanao products, homegrown products, are being made available on the shelf nationally. Through the years, we have seen Malagos Chocolate of Davao consistently receiving accolades, an honor, or immensely an honor for us in a coffee competition in discriminating market tastes and market preferences. Pivotal infrastructure interventions such as sports capacity that we are seeing made available decades. And it is only now that we are seeing strong focus on the Duterte administration to be able to present our viability in terms of our products by way of having reduced cost of transportation, which is a major setback for viability of many investments. In collaboration with the Philippine Economic Zone Authority, part of the effort being pursued by MINDA in partnership with several local governments is the identification of viable agri-economic zones in Mindanao. It is only by way of looking at consolidation of farm areas, integrating them with the necessary shared facilities and technologies, would we be able to look at producing volumes and quality of products in Mindanao, considering the fact that the reality of our farming in the Philippines is a fragmented farming setup. That's why there has to be consolidation and integration so that value adding and processing can be achieved, and delivering such final products at a much faster rate in a cheaper way to export destinations. Over the last 2 quarters since the pandemic down, it's quite pleasing to note that agriculture became the Philippines' economic hero during this time of pandemic. While industry, with Mindanao playing an important role in the country's overall agriculture performance, this is something that is very much reflective of Mindanao, is attributed to the agriculture value chain, something that across the entire value chain. And where around 57% of employment coming from the agriculture value chain, or around 6 World Bank in 2015, particularly in coming up with strategies for creating jobs in Mindanao under a report called the Mindanao Jobs Report. Henceforth, presenting and positioning Mindanao in the bigger opportunities, food industry, moving its way into halal. While we may have some headways in the last recent years in terms of Philippines and Mindanao being able to take part in the big halal industry, we have 25. And that's why it's high time really for Mindanao to look at, has to start first definitely with strengthening local level, would be able to pursue and work on the same page. All of this definitely will have to continue to be supported with the necessary infrastructure and policies that will make agriculture development more attractive and develop more products directed towards international market destination. And where we are looking at definitely pursuing an inclusive business models in terms of agriculture development, so that beyond the corporate setup is the inclusion in greater participation of many farmer cooperatives across diverse agriculture areas of Mindanao. And also coming up with a Mindanao collective trademark that presents halal certification, geographic origin or single origin, and Rainforest Alliance, and similar other certification standards that will make it more viable for Mindanao products to penetrate larger markets. Mindanao across peace and development fronts had been the formula of collaboration among all agencies of the government, the private sector, even the non-government organizations pursuing the same development. And in terms of seeking concrete with the strong Mindanao bloc in Congress in terms of seeking responsive budget allocation in Mindanao. Because based on a study that Minda did many years ago, Mindanao needs at least 30% of the national budget for it to be able to coverage of between 12 to 16% budget allocation for bigger allocation of the national budget. And for which this time around, strong focus to be given towards greater cooperation with the Bangsamoro government, for which an area is now operation in several possible. So in summary, why do we look at Mindanao being viable, not just in halal, but across any other aspects of investments? Because one, we are working towards taking advantage of the remaining less than 2 years of this administrations to lay down the foundations of policies in public investments for Mindanao to be able to catch up. Of Mindanao being a problematic many years ago, investors remain vibrant and encouraged to see Mindanao as an investment destination, where every effort being pursued demonstrates concrete attainment of our target and our goal, not just in terms of economic development, but social cohesion and social empowerment. So make it happen, invest in Mindanao. Shukran.